In this video, we will do some drilling of forms and some practice sentences from David Clemens' supplementary exercises for Introducing Biblical Hebrew by Alan Ross. So, parse and translate. Le ko ali would be preposition la, attached to a ga'al in the infinitive construct with a hirik yod pronominal suffix, and that would mean to redeem me, or with regard to my redeeming, either to redeem me as an object or with regard to my redeeming, with the I being a subject. It can go either way. It's a matter of context. Next verb is tikbadi. The root is kavod, to be heavy, and is a kal imperfect, second feminine singular. You will be heavy with a feminine singular you. And then the next one, chatati. This one's a little tricky because you have that noun form just introduced, chatat, but you don't have the doubling that's associated with that, so it looks like it's a verbal form. It's a third aleph, and so it's a chatati is a kal perfect, first common singular, I have sinned, or something like that. And then you get mulkam, where you have the infinitive construct of malak, to rule, and a suffix am, and it would mean ruling them, or it could be they are ruling. Again, it's a matter of context, whether the them is a object of the verb rule, ruling them, or whether the them is the subject, they're ruling. But either way, it's a infinitive construct plus a third masculine plural pronominal suffix. Number 5 is hafakt. Again, that's going back to the kal perfect, second feminine singular from hafats or hafates, and it would mean you lady take delight in, or similar. Number 6 is by yizkaru. That's clearly a vav consecutive plus a kal imperfect, or preterite if you'd rather. Third common plural from zakar, to remember, and it means and they remembered. Number 7 is malkam. Has all the same consonants as number 4 just above it, but instead of having a kamatz, it has a patah, and you also get a dagesh lene in the bagad kafatla because of the closed syllable, which you don't get in number 4. This is actually the noun melech plus pronominal suffix am, their king. And then you have shakon, and the shavah under the first consonant and the holum between the second and the third consonant fits the pattern of the kal infinitive construct. So that would mean to dwell, or dwelling. You might also be tempted to see here a imperative form, and that would depend on whether this is a class or a O-class imperfect, whether the imperative would look like this. You take the second persons, which would be tish kon, perhaps, and shorten it by dropping the T, and you get Chacon. And if you were to look that up, let's say in Brown Driver Briggs, because one of the things that Brown Driver Briggs will do for you is that they will actually give you example forms. So here you have Chacon, which also shows up as chicane, to dwell, settle down, abide, or dwell, or glosses that it gives for that. But anyway, it gives the third masculine singular form, which is a dictionary form, and it also will give you the imperfect form, yishkon, and so forth. But it also gives you the imperative form, which is chacon. So you could actually look it up in Brown Driver Briggs and see that, well, yes, that is a O-class imperfect, and the imperative form is identical to the infinitive in this particular case. Number 9, Urenu is a Calperfect, first common plural, we are afraid. Number 10 has more than one possibility. If you pronounce it Malaka, then it would mean she reigned. That would make it a Calperfect third feminine singular. However, if you pronounce the kamatz as a kamatz hatuf, an oval kamatz, and that'd be molaka, well, that would be the by form of the imperative. And again, one way you could check that would be by going to Brown Driver Briggs and looking at the example forms that it has under malak, and there it shows you the perfect form is the dictionary form, then the imperfect form is shown, but then it gives you imperative forms, one of which is malok, and the other one is mokla, third masculine singular imperative by form. Now, the lack of a meth egg after the kamatz suggests that it's probably the imperative form, although in my experience occasionally the Masoretes don't put the meth egg in. Number 11. Number 11 looks like it's zokhaka, which looks like it's probably the Cal infinitive construct plus a second masculine singular suffix, you're sacrificing, which you being the subject of the verb. And here you have malaka, she reigned. This is identical with number 10. Here you do have the meth egg, and so here he meant for you to take it as the imperative. Here he intends for you to take it as the Calperfect, third feminine singular, she reigned. Number 13 is vanishkav. Shikav is to lie down. This is a vav consecutive plus a Cal imperfect or preterite, if you'd rather, first common plural, and we laid down, shikav. And then you have shakanu is a shortened form that would have had two noons and a shavah under the first noon, but the new ending has back assimilated into the noon that's at the end of the root. And so this is a Calperfect first common plural, we dwelt. And then galuim has that shurik in between the second and third consonants and a noun type ending that indicates that this is a Cal passive participle masculine plural from gaal to redeem or act as a kinsman. So it would be those who are redeemed or something like that. Those who are redeemed. Number 16 is Shemana, and this would be a from excuse me, not Shemana, but Shalachna, from Shalah to send, And so the formulation is the pattern of the imperative with the na ending for the second feminine plural. And so it's commanding some ladies, you ladies send something or stretch out. Number 17 is kovri, kaver is a cover. The E would be a first common singular suffix, and it would mean something like my burying, or perhaps burying me. More likely the subject, my burying. Number 18 is sarufeha. And here you have the shurik between the second and third consonant. That indicates it's a passive participle. You have a suffix on a plural noun, the ha ending. Saraf means to burn. And then this passive participle would be something burned. And it has a yod in there, making it masculine plural. And then it would be her things that were burned, her things that were burned, or being burned, or something like that. But it's a third feminine singular suffix attached to the passive participle. Number 19, mishpata, from shafat to judge, is a cal coordinative first common plural, let us judge, or we would to judge, we purpose to judge. Number 20 is kirtu. The vowel pattern is that of a cal imperative second person masculine plural. If you took the imperfect form, it would be tikratu, but drop the T, and then you have two shabazs together. You reduce the first one to a hirik. And so that would mean you guys cut. And then yada would be a cal perfect, third feminine singular, she knows. And then number 2 would be a cal preposition ba, plus a cal infinitive construct, plus a first common plural suffix. And it would mean in our sinning, or when we sinned, something like that. 23, le mokrek. That would be preposition la plus a cal infinitive construct attached to a second feminine singular suffix, and that would mean in order to sell you lady, if it's an object, or to your selling, with regard to your selling something, if the you is a subject, but in any case the you is feminine singular. Number 9 is tishbot, vat tishrot, above consecutive plus a cal imperfect, either third feminine singular or second masculine singular, since you have both of those options on the imperfect, or in this case preterite form. And so it would be either and she rested, or and you masculine singular rested. Number 25 is le shof kach. That would be preposition la attached to a cal infinitive construct with a third feminine singular suffix, either to pour her out, or with regard to her pouring out, depending on whether it's subject or object. 26 is a passive participle, meaning his known ones, or the ones known to him. and then Melka is her king.